Guys, I think the ads are broken. Oh, now they started playing. Never mind. Scratch that. We're good. I clicked to play them like 3 or 4 minutes ago and they didn't do anything. And then all of a sudden, I look down. I'm like, yeah, never mind. They're fine. They're running now. Yeah, they're running now. Is that Caster Labs? Oh, hi, friend. Hello. Welcome. Good to see you. Hi, friends. How we doing? Your redeem got lost in the chaos? No, it didn't. Cozy. I sensed it. Look next to your name, friend. What you mean? What you mean? How we doing, everybody? Happy Wednesday. All right, the ads are being done, but we're not going to wait. I'm not going to wait to switch. We'll just switch. Hello, hi, hello, hey. How we doing, friends? Good to see you. Been better? Oh, I hope it gets better, friend. I'm sorry. Had to refresh. Well, then refresh, dang it. Get on it. Teeny, thank you so much for the biddies, friend. Gamer Wolf and I were playing Faz and told the ghost, hey, jerk, write in the book. And I wrote in the book. See, you just got to use the dad voice. Use the dad voice and it works. It's just the way that it goes. Trey, thank you so much for the 2 months. And Vaughn, thank you for the 2. Hello. You have lockdown protocol now? Yes. I think they're going to remove the whole weapons being locked inside of cases thing. I really hope that they do because, man, I think that was an awful addition. I think that was a terrible addition. I didn't mind the run and gun. I didn't mind the run, either get a weapon or not thing. I didn't mind it. I like it. I think it's hilarious. That's just me. Are you going to get the Faz music? You know I'm going to get it. You know I'm going to get it. I think I heard Tom talking about it earlier today, and I have to agree with him that I think the sad part is that it doesn't look, it's not like a replica of the actual music box. That part kind of sucks. But understandably, it's being made by another company. They're just Faz is partnering with them. But it will still play the Faz. It'll still play the music box music. So that's pretty rad. I'm excited. I'm excited to see that. I liked messing up the codes when Papa Smurf tried to open the... Okay, that would be pretty funny. That's pretty diabolical. My Wednesday was pretty good. I got a lot done today, man. I got a lot done today. Yeah. Gaming, welcome in. How are you? Might have to get one. Yeah, check them out. They announced it in... did they announce it in Discord? I think they announced it in the Discord. They tweeted it out. They posted it everywhere. Yeah. But I hope that you guys have been having a good Wednesday. We decided on violence for the day. So I'm going to try the all difficulty tier 1 challenge today. Because I figured, why like yourself, you know? Just go for it. Get upset, get angry because we get to like insanity or APOC 1 and then lose. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Hey, Goat, how are you? Good to see you. What is this? What is happening? What is happening? Getting better at the game. Thanks to knowledge. Oh, of course, dude. I'm so glad you're playing. Be like Nike. Yeah. Just do something. Catch up. How are you? Believe in your dream. Okay, let's get Faz open. We need to get it started. We need to get it started. All right, hold on. I need to share a link. Mods, is my current playlist link, is that the playlist I'm playing now, or was that my old one? Mayor, do we know that? Happy birthday, Kimmy. I don't remember either. It's like, I don't remember. It should be the newest one. Did I fix it? Send like an update. Oh, thank you. Thank you guys. I didn't remember. Hold on. Oh no, that's it. That's the one. Okay, we're good. Okay, we did good. We did good. Yeah, it must have been updated at some point. Yeah. Noel, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate you. Caitlin, thank you so much for the Prime. Kat, thank you for the Prime. What is it? Prime Day? Yeah, it's fixed. Yeah, we're good. I need to get this. No. Sorry, it's trying to open stuff and things, and I don't want it to open stuff. Prime D. It's Vin, I swear to God, dude. Crowstar. Hi, Fran. Thank you for the subs, dude. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. We'll shut that down for now. Let me get Phasmo open so we can get to stepping because, well, it's going to be a long night. F those shoes. First time joining the stream after watching on the YouTube. Welcome in. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, dude, Caster. Absolutely, dude. Yeah. I saw your message. A different sound. Yeah, I was a little confused. That's not a drop noise. Wait a minute. Who are you? Just a guy. First stream, let's go.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Did my first ever 10-12 today and got a deal? Hell yeah. Dude, that's easy money. Sold. Absolutely. I like the 10-12. I know everybody does the 12 whatever time. You do you, but I don't know, man. It's comfy for me. I like it. Silver, thank you for the 5 gifted. I've been really lacking on the whole getting names up there on the tree, by the way. I swear to God, I will remedy the situation. I sat down, like I had to pick up kiddos tonight. The second I sat down, I went live. The second I sat down. Want to ask, are those the APOC skulls on your shelf behind you? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yeah. So the same guy that made the cheat sheet also did those. Yeah. Hi, Papa Smurf. Hi, Fran. Hey, Tundra, welcome in. Good to see you. Need to do the weekly. The weekly wasn't that bad. Honestly, it wasn't that bad, man. I think if you have a couple of friendos to do it with, it's even easier. Because I even mentioned it in the video that you have the opportunity to check for orbs if you have friends. So if you don't have friends, it just sucks to be. No, if you don't have someone with you, you can't use the tier 1 head cam to check for orbs. So that's why having at least another person for this weekly makes it a bit easier. Yeah. How many hours do I have in Faz? All of them. Yeah. At least a few couple. More than 3 at least. Yeah. Crack, hello. Good to see you. What do I do today? Well, I am doing the all difficulty tier 1 challenge today, and I am doing every single map as a random map. Every single one. We are not choosing. I am not going to go over here. I'm not going to go over here and set up shop and pick certain maps to do. Nope. Every one of them is going to be random. I'm going to get so screwed. Just to be clear. It's not going to go well. Yeah. Hey, Ty. Good to see you. I'm good. How goes it? It goes, dude. It goes. We're drinking these to try and keep the energy up. Prison, here we come. Pfft, I would be so lucky. You know that I'm going to get high school 5 times. You know that I'm going to get high school 5 times. What if it's all... Listen, whatever map I get, man, I got to go with. I can't... If I duck out and say, I don't want to do this map, I have to start over. Yeah. You bet. Okay. Hi, Halogen. How's the lighthouse, friend? How's it treating you? Still spooky? You have almost 700 hours. Nice. Nice. Oh my God, catch up. Willow's such a great map. I love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Queen, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, so today's going to be spicy, man. It's going to be spicy. But we're going to do our best. We are going to do our damnedest. We will see. Miller Tag, thank you so much for that 6 months. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, tier 1. Enable. We'll just do that guy there. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Thraxy, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. All right, let me get moving everywhere, and then we'll just get started. There's no point in delaying the inevitable. You know. Thank you for the hype train, friends. Best map for no evidence. My opinion for best map for no evidence, Tanglewood is probably up there. I think some people would probably say no, just because the room boundaries can seem kind of fishy, but it's a small map. It's a small map, easy for you to get from A to B, you know? That's just my opinion. Yeah. Let's go, high school. God, guys, swear to God. You take your Point Hope sausage and get out of here. Kana, thank you for the biddies. Just I need a good time to relax while watching fly. Okay. At least someone can relax. I feel like I'm going to be so tense the entire time. You already ate it. There's like 4 of them in there. Pace yourself. Sheesh. You're going to get heartburn. Jess, thank you for the follow. KD, thank you for the 21 months. Been trying to grind Sunny Meadows with Blondie. Oh my God, Juju. I saw you guys in Discord. Yeah, I saw you guys on the server. I'm halfway. I was hungry. Oh my God. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Oh my God. That's so funny. She was hungry. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's a bop, dude. Hopefully your stress will help me get over this dang cold. My stress? What, take 2 stressed out flashes and call you in the morning? That's not how this goes. That goddamn name. Just that tip. Thank you for the prime. That is a hell of a name. Thank you. Hey, MW. I'm back to learn. Oh no. Don't put that pressure on me. Don't you put that pressure on me. Hey, Tyler. What's up, dude? Good to see ya. Hey, how are ya? Evan, thank you for the 19 months. Hello. Is there differences between the characters? Just the look. There's no like physical difference when it comes to like the hitbox or anything like that. No, there's no benefit to using one character model over another. It's just for looks. It's just for looks. Not as good as Fuck Off. Yeah, Fuck Off's pretty good. Listen, we run into some pretty great names around here. Some pretty great names. All right, let me get moving everywhere, and then we'll get to cracking. I have arrived. Hello. Ba-ba-da. I'm scared. I'm scared. Emily, how are you? Manifesting demons? Hey, I wouldn't be upset. First, hey, Sarash wins. You guys lose. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. You guys lose. Sarash wins. Catch live. Been watching the YouTube for a few days now. I've been obsessed with the game. Let's go. Appreciate you, Frost. Silent, thank you for the 2 months. Hello. Hello. All difficulty. Tier 1 challenge. All difficulty tier 1 challenge. God. Thank you, Vin. I had to turn it down to make sure people could hear it. Classic Cheebs. Classic Cheebs. Oh, my Lanza. What is happening? Hold on. All right. Classic. What is happening? I'm missing the things. Tinkerbell, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you, Grady. Thank you for the follow. Gaga, thank you for gifting us up to Sausage in the Hole. Man, if there's not a better account deserving, I should say. You should do this with starter items. That's crazy. It's almost like I'm doing this with tier 1. You know, like it says in the title. Tier 1, which is what you start with. Hey, Jedi. Good morning. How are you? Would you believe I didn't even read the title? I just saw the stream in my live. That's fair. That's fine. As long as you don't ask exactly what I'm doing with the title when I say that we're doing that, like, you know, that's unnecessary. Ark, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome in. We all play video games we can't read. I know some of these words. Luke, and I'm good. How are you, friend? Yes, today we are doing the all difficulty tier 1 challenge. We have completed the all difficulty challenge, but we are going to step it up and we are going to do all tier 1. And I will not be picking a single map. We will be doing this random every single time. Every single time. So if I get crappy maps, well, that just sucks because I just got to do it. So we will see. But you can see from looking here, I can go to this custom and show you. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Paranormal, thank you for the 17. Hello, welcome back. Thanks for the follows, guys. Appreciate ya. Bunny, hello, welcome. So I'm going from amateur all the way to APOC 3 using only tier 1. And I need to get perfect games. If I do not get a perfect game, I have to go all the way back to here. It doesn't matter if I'm here or here. If I get to APOC 3 and I don't get a perfect game, I have to start here and go all the way back through again. No, don't pass go. No $200. Negative. You have the utmost confidence? At least somebody does. I don't know how I feel about the tier 1 thing. Bless your soul. Blossom, thank you for the 6 months. Welcome back. Sounds painful. Oh, it will be. There's no question. Oh, excuse me. Hello. Thank you. There's no question about it. It will be. It will be. You got this. I appreciate you. Thank you. I believe in you. Thanks. Thanks. At least somebody does. At least somebody does. All right, let's see here. Until I can get my activity feed stuff figured out, I do have to do this like a this. It'll be Willow? I hope so, man. I sure hope so. Candy, thank you for the prime. Welcome in. Corruption? It's going well, friend. Thank you for the dono. How the hell are you? Woodwind? I don't know. Do we restart? If I don't get a perfect game, I go back to the beginning. Yeah. If I do not get a perfect game, I go all the way back to the beginning. Super Dude, I don't know what that is. Are we going to count the amount of high school? You shut your damn butt. All right. Let's get into it. There's no point in delaying. So let's see what the first map is going to be. It could be better, I guess. Could be worse. I mean, I'd say, hey, I'm getting it out of the way now, but I could have it again on the next round for all I know. I don't know. It's really hard to say. Where the hell is the power? There it is. Okay. It's in the kitchen. Oh, man. This is going to be interesting. All right. Just accept the inevitable. We're here. We live here. Start off strong. Gaga sausage. Oh, my God. Number 215, 14. Yeah. Clearly leg day. It's going to be now. All right. Let's get our tier 1 in here. This is useless. I'm just lazy and do all tier 1 because I don't feel like taking the time to remove everything. So yeah. I know, yeah, the power's on an amateur, but I want to know where the power box is so that way, in case Ghosty shuts it off, that way I can go turn it back on. Yeah. Sam! Thank you for the raid, Fran. How was your stream? Hey, nobody locked our shower. Let's go. Mainly because it's amateur and everything's going to be open. Thank God. Oh my God. Candy, thank you for the 5 gifted. Hello. Won't have to worry about if it's a djinn. Yeah. Yeah. All of our hiding is going to be open. The difficult part is going to be finding out where this damn room is. Temps might be the way to go. Temps might be the way, but here's our power box. There's our box. Robert, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Appreciate you. What's up, Mystery? How are you? Really, you know what I need? I need to do this on the first floor. I need to really make sure that it's not down here too. Smell how calming that is. The water? It sounds so nice. Copperhead, hello friend. Oh my god, Sam, thank you for the 15. My god. Madlets. It's over 20 Celsius here. Technically could be over here, but I don't think it's going to be. Love and hate how the ghost loves being next to the front door. I'd rather it be here. I'd 1,000,000% rather be here. You realize how far I'm going to have to walk if it's all the way upstairs? Yes, your sanity drains super slow and amateur, but still, if the room is all the way at the top, it's going to be 1,000,000 years. So we'll keep moving. We'll just, we'll shut these off as we go so we don't kick the power ourselves. Bathroom ghost is the best, yeah. Small room, easy to get your evidence. Yeah, absolutely. Toilet ghost for the win. Oh, mirror. Hell yeah. I think it's hanging out with Bruce. Let's go. Oh, crunch. Save Bruce, we'll try. We'll do our damnedest. Need to save Bruce. Save Bruce. All right, so here's the toilet for anybody that needs it. Okay. Hey, Bri. New to the game, how does it work? It is a ghost investigation game. You are trying to figure out what type of ghost you are dealing with and escaping with your life, because the ghost can take it from you. Also, if you get scared at night, we have a nightlight for you. Hi, Bruce. See? And there's Bruce, too. And don't forget about Perry. Shiver his timbers. Ghosty. Oh, excuse. Oh, you son of a. All right, well, it's not that one. All right, we'll let the temps go down there. Wait. Oh, was that? That wasn't this. What was that sound? Oh, it was. Oh, it was that door. Oh. All right, no fivers or anything. So, all right, let's go. Let's go. Is there something we can sign? Giving feedback inside of the official Faz Discord is definitely the way to go. Let your voice be heard. They have a December one up now, but yeah. We'll go. We'll get Bruce. We'll go back and get him. But right now, I have to go get everything else. There's no lights on in here. How many blood moons do I think I'll get? I don't know. I got 2 last time, so I mean, what are the odds of me getting another one, right? Reflection's cursed a little bit. What is the when does the winter? We don't know. I have heard we've heard no news at all. So I have no clue. It could be tomorrow, it could be a week from now, it could be in 2 weeks. I don't know. No clue. No clue. Fedbear, hello, how are you? Is that when the sky is red? Oh, blood moon? Yes. Yeah. Yep. Lady Sovereign, thank you for the 15. Noah, thank you for the follow. Rebel, hello. Hey, how are you? Had it on prison. I had it on Sunny Meadows. I posted that video today. That was spicy. I'm at 71. Now, the reason for that is because I looked in the mirror, which drops you 20. So technically, I've only lost 10 during that entire time. Just 10. But it's touching a lot of stuff, so we want to check for UV. We want to check for dots, and we want to check for orbs. Did you see the picture that Faz posted today? The picture? Are you talking about the music box? MKM, hello. Do we know when? I mean, whenever they do the event. That's the only, I mean, that's the only assumption we can make. Yeah. No, mystery. No, I'm trying to find we're trying to find out where Ghosty. Well, we know where Ghosty is. We're trying to get our evidence now. Christmas themed picture. Oh, did they? I didn't even know. Nope. Posted a Polaroid. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I got to go look at that. I had no idea. Nope. It's funny. One of the other partners said something earlier today about that. They're like, yeah, I didn't find out about stuff until it was live. I was like, yeah, that sounds familiar. There's our breath. That's an orb. Hey, any phalanges? This is not a mare. Did I turn that light off when we were up here before, or no? You like Bruce? He's pretty cool, huh? Wait, which one did it touch? It must have hit the other one. All right. No UV. No UV. It's Danny. This. Maybe that's the way. Interesting. So you're saying I'm gonna get spirit box and writing, eh? Maybe it's a mimic. Could be. Technically, could be. Will it do the mirror ability on this nightlight? It's hard to say. I don't know if it will or not. Need fingies for a mimic? Yeah, but if it's mimicking an Obake at that time, it could be hiding the ultraviolet. So you need to be careful, SpongeBob. Okay. Let's go get more stuff. I'm pretty sure we have a mare. Can you see EMF 5 on the activity board and no evidence? No. No, the only time that you can see EMF on the activity board during a no evidence run is when you're doing it for the weekly. So the weeklies that they host, that Phasmo hosts, the rotating weeklies, even on their no evidence runs, you can still see EMF 5 on the board. Should you be able to? No. Can you? Yes. Hey, Jelly, how are you? If you keep the light on, does the mare change rooms? It's more than likely that it will. By turning on the lights, you're kind of pushing the mare outside of the room. Yeah. Now, the thing you have to be careful about with a mare is that a mare can hunt you in the dark when you're 60% sanity. When the light is on, it can hunt at 40. So our sanity is stupid high right now, so it doesn't matter. We just want to get the rest of the evidence to be 100% sure. That's what we want to do. Writing orbs into box. So we get this, and we're going to take this. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect runs only? Perfect runs only. Yep. Ghost writing good for pictures? Yeah, at least 2. We'll get at least 2. But if it... Wait, what are my objectives? Cleanse and crucifix. Okay. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. Look, see? Stay close to the floor. People wonder why I crouch. Look, you can stare at the ground and see where you're going. Had 2 EMF 10s? Oh my god. It had to be Point Hope for the first map. It just had to be. Crouch almost everywhere. It's just a habit, man. Just a habit. Are you gonna upgrade the gear? No. No, the whole point of this is to do this all with tier 1. Where are you?
Right here.
I know. One could assume Now, the problem with having the light on is that it's not going to do stuff with the light on. If I do this... Dude, mother... Father. All right, well, that was fun. We're not taking pictures of the door. Imagine a crouch walk everywhere IRL. I'd do it. Nope, you're not. Nope. Mess with something else, a-hole. You got me? I'm this far away. Ghost. Here. Karma, thank you for the raid. Hello. How goes it, Fran? The problem actually is that... Is it going to actually mess with the writing? I don't know if it will. Lady with the cats, thank you for the 15-month prime. Which one? It's this one. Bruce. Kiwi, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome in. How was your stream? Oh, there you go. If you get it early enough, you can get an interaction out of it. Excuse you, nerd. That was rude. All right, we're gonna try this. I'm assuming. Try to knock over our camera. What a butthole. Hey, Shogun, how are you? Can't be a mimic now? No. No, we have this, and it also did the mayor ability in front of us. We know what it is. 100%. I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to go get the rest of our things. I need to find the bone, actually. You know what? Give me this. Do I go without a flashlight? Maybe I try. Hey, Spud, how are you? Spent 15 hours grinding to get all tier 3. Holy moly. It could be downstairs for all I know, but we can do a quick little gander here. Turn the lights on and see if we can find the bone. Because I need it. I needs it. La Pucalo. Why is that sound doubled over? Oh god, I can't see shit. Where's the switch in here? Isn't it over here? Where's the switch? Oh no. Was that the breaker? Oh god, I can't see a damn thing. Got mayored? No, I didn't. I was all the way upstairs. There's no way. No, it got the breaker. Look. Yeah, it got the breaker. Ah! I'm gonna leave this up here. Because we're gonna have to do salt anyway. Well, I want to do salt just to make it faster. Flashlight. Yeah, I plan on it now. Yeah, I plan on it now. I wanted to save time without a flashlight by getting more equipment upstairs, and it's definitely worth it. I need kitchen floor, yes. Where's the sausage floor? Where are we at? There we go. There we go. I mean, the bone could be here for all I know. It's worth a look-see. Mirror? What about it? Hey, what up, Jacob? How are you, dude? It's so dark. It's so dark. No, corruption, stop it, dude. No, 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 no. You stop. Was Bone in mid-level bathroom? Maybe, but I don't think so. I guess it could have been. Oh, someone asked what the cursed object was. Ah, gotcha. We need crucifix and incense. Well, I need to do this. I need to do this. We can take that in there and then try to get all those things. But see, this is why I usually don't bring a flashlight or take one, because I need every spot that's in my hand right now. You know? My day was good. How was yours? Like, I need a crucifix bite. right? If your mic's broke, is there an easy way around Spirit Box? If your mic is broke, is there an easy way around Spirit Box? Just use text. Just use text. Turning on one on every floor. When you do the second switch is the one that is the stairwell. What's text? When you go to your options, you go to your game voice. Go from English. I mean, not English. Gosh darn it. Go voice recognition mode to text. Yeah, I guess it just depends if you're on console or if you're on PC. Yeah. No bone in the middle of the floor. Whoever thought that they saw it. You piece of shit, dude. Cut the breaker again. What difficulty? Amateur. Yeah, I'm trying to step up my game. I swear to God. Okay, it's there. Oh, I thought it disappeared. I'm like, tell me it didn't go to the ether. I hope this hit you. I mean, you're throwing stuff in here. There we go. Okay, cool. For real? Yeah. Yeah, this is amateur. Yeah. Hey, Moon, how are you? Now we go get a flashlight. Now we go get a flashlight. Do shades usually knock over the camera? They can if you're not in the room. I did forget to put the salt down. You're absolutely right. It's still in my hand. That's okay. I'll go get another one. I'll go get another one. You can't see shit? How do you think I feel? I don't have some filter on my screen. I see what you see. I see what you see. Thank you for the follows. Welcome in. There. Now we have a flashlight. Now we can go look. Why are you enjoying so late in the day? Because I stay up late. Because when I get done with my stream, I'm not done. I don't just like go to bed or anything. I still work on stuff. What is the mayor ability? The mayor has the ability to turn off the light that you just turned on instantly. Now, other goes can do that too, so you need to be really careful because it could just be coincidence. It could be coincidence. Kid is asleep, have time to... Yep, that's exactly what it is. The whole fam is asleep. I can work on editing. I can do thumbnails. I can do all that jazz. So it's ready for tomorrow. I schedule for tomorrow or the next day, whatever it may be. Yeah. Yeah. Mirror? Yeah. Yeah, it's the mirror. We're just looking for the bone. Do you grind off stream? Faz? I mean, I play off stream occasionally. It just depends. That one girl, thank you for the biddies. Crunch. I'm also looking for the bone right now. But no luck. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, because you're probably going to walk back into there. We hope, eh? I should have turned the power on. That was a mistake. There we go. Can the bone be at the very top? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. One, 2, 3, 4. 5. Wait, why did I take 5? Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Now we just need the bone. All right, let's go turn the power on, shall we? Yeah, that was a mistake. I don't know why I guess I'm so used to the tier 2 or tier 3 salt and laying down multiple piles. I just wasn't thinking about it. All right. Game says Phasmophobia. How'd you find the stream? Avora, hello. Ghost needs to leave that damn power alone. Are you hunting right now? You turd. Googly, hello, how are you? The bone's gonna be down here, isn't it? What up, Em? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's right, it's amateur. These hunts are gonna be so short. Cod bar, no, I can't. No, you have to give Polly a cracker first. Yeah. Started watching the vids, they're awesome. Your mom, oh, I appreciate you. Thank you, friend. Yep, Ghosty's still there chilling. Still there chilling. We're gonna take a smudge with us. I might even take another just to be extra safe here. Actually, you know what? Wait, we don't need you to hunt anymore, right? No. Give. First time being in the stream. Appreciate you. Welcome. All right, we are now on the search for the boner jam. I have not technically gone up higher, so we'll see. We will see. How fast does a Moroi get? Very. Super duper stupid, scary fast. Explain the yokai ability. The yokai has the ability to insta hunt when you're talking near it. Yeah, I was having struggle with that with one of our last ones. That was not fun. It would not do it. No, I have not. Hi, Mel. If the sailboat is pointing north, it's not a Moroi. Okay, thank you. If you guys ever need education, Mel is the one to go to. Look, Mel, look, Snossage, see? Tree looks great, thank you. We're just searching everywhere for a bone, don't mind me. You piece of trash, stop. There are sausages. Yeah, we told Gaga they're reserved for her, but she said she's full. She already had a bunch. I was like, fine, whatever. Can the twins kill 2 players at once? The twins are 1 ghost. Yeah, they are 1 ghost. Kaz, thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate you. I'll take more. Oh, you're okay. Never mind. She's ready again for another snack. What was that bone-like thing by the stairs? Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. What the fuck? Oh, I guess you were up here throwing stuff around. I'll even go back and show you. I know exactly what you're talking about on the game room floor. The game room floor, it looks like, oh, it looks like there's a bone down there. They were trying to do the Easter egg. I get it. Nightmare mode unlocks at 30? Yeah. Bye, Ghost. I miss you. Wait. Bruce is just staring at us. I got you, homie. Unlock the door. Lost his head about it. I hate it here. Miss V, hello. Thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. This is what you're talking about. This right here. This random pole thing next to a wrench. Yeah, when you're quickly on the move, it looks like it's a thing because it technically is a thing, but you can't do anything with it. And I don't know if the ghost can move it or not. I don't know, but we have Bruce and that's all that matters. Why does it sound extra slow? That seems okay. Okay, never mind. It's fine. That was weird. I guess it'll randomly be slower than other times. I don't know. That was weird. Cue the metal pipe falling. Have you also not been getting a cursed item? I have. I bet you if you've not been getting one, that your cursed object is supposed to be the voodoo doll. I'm pretty sure there's a bug right now where the voodoo doll kind of goes haywire and doesn't spawn in. Right, Bruce? He gets it. Yeah. Flying shark. Rocky, hello. Miss Pro, how are you? All right. There we go. We have objectives. We have our photos. We have the ghost and the bone. Get me out of there. Get me out of there. All the ghosts are 1 in 24 chance. Yep, they certainly are. It's just RNG. RNG?
There's some jobs ready for you.
I'm sure there are. Arcty, hello. Have you been getting snow? Yeah, we did. We got it like icy snow. Like it wasn't. It was more like. It was more like freezing rain, honestly, than it was snow. Yeah. Is there a bone bug as well? Because I had 2 Camp Woodwind games where I swear the bone had either been gone. I mean, not that I'm aware of. It might have spawned somewhere that you couldn't see it though. I've had bones spawn all the way in the back behind the fence. Or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Mallard Attack, thank you for the subs. What is my job? I am a full-time lead video editor and cinematographer for a production house. I've been a professional video editor for 7 years. Like 8 years. It's more like 8-ish, something like that. Yeah. Been getting bones floating in the air. Oh yeah, that happens all the time. The one that spawns, like if you walk in the gate to the left, right in front of like the campfire. Yeah, that one's always floating. Yep. Do I remember the bone in Sunny Meadows? Oh, the bathroom? Yeah, some bullshit. Gotta put the kids to bed. Good night. Good night, one girl. Appreciate you. All right, there's number 1. No point in delaying the inevitable. No point in delaying the inevitable. We will now move on to number 2. Random. Where's it gonna be? Where's this one gonna be? You and a friend got the game. Probably scary. Then let's go. Hell yeah, Nico. Gaga placed a motion sensor on the picnic table in Woodwind when she was playing with me and appeared to float. Yeah, that sounds right. The Levitate. Restricted. I bet I'm going to get Edgefield. Tanglefield view. For, I don't know.
Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. I've got a report that suggests a possible ghost sighting.
Fuck. Yay. You know, I'm shocked it's not Blood Moon. I was kind of half expecting it to be. All right, in we go. In we go. Okay, let's see. Power is on the left. We'll go ahead and go get that and start looking. Oh, a Ouija board would be so nice. Oh, it would be so nice. Yeah, let's go and get this. This is how much you can see with a tier 1 flashlight. Isn't the incentive so strong to play? Oh no. And it's of course the circle. Did you bleep yourself? Fuck no. Why would I do that? Hi, Rain. Oh, wait, I should be walking around like this. Yeah, it's a circle. Summon the Luigi board. All right. The juice is loose. I guess we'll start walking around. Shut up, Mel. I swear to God, I swear to God, the next time you stream, you don't want to start this. I swear to God, you don't want to start this. Guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you in Discord to go to Mel's stream the next time she's live and say very specific things. Because then she's going to have to try to counter it, and she's going to hate you, and it's going to be fun. Walking sim, yep. I'd be down. Let's go. Let's go. She already knows about the shoes. She's very well aware of how important that is. Mark! Oh, hi, Mark. I'm gonna actually do this. Turn that off. High school. Yikes. The Doom Slate achievement, I do. I spent an entire stream just running in, waiting 60 seconds for the ghost to hunt, and then leaving to get that achievement. It hurts the soul. It's a tough sell. Yeah. I remember back in my day, when you used to play larger maps, you'd get like ×4 for completing it. But yeah. Swole ghost in the gym? Alright. We're gonna have to go check. I have to go check. Zevo, thank you for the prime. Come in, friend. Still haven't gotten that achievement. Complete RNG. What are you supposed to do? That achievement is just, you have to hope the ghost uses its ability. That sucks. Yeah, I'm hoping that they add more achievements at some point that are more, I'd say skill-based, but not even that. Just like fun ones, you know? I've heard nothing. Absolutely nothing so far. You had a feeling Dread was here? Oh my God. Did you hear about the new map? No, because no one said anything about a new map. No, whatever new map you heard about was probably a lie. That or someone was saying things they shouldn't have and there's nothing concrete. Yeah. Yeah. That's old news, dude. That's old news. Hey, Luke, thank you for the membership, dude. I've heard nothing. I really hope that it's in the floor below us. I really hope so. Hey, gamer, what's up? What is the best way to find the room in big maps? Like this. Yeah. This is one of the better ways to do it because if the ghost does something, you'll hear it. You have a tier 1 parabolic. So being able to hear anything, I mean, it has to be within 20 meters. There's always the possibility that wherever I walk to, it's making noise after I leave that area. So, I mean, it could be back over to the right for all I know. But if you do this and nothing happens, I would lay down some sound sensors. Yeah. Hey, Otter, I'm good. How are you? Parabolics. That's right. Are shades invisible during the summoning circle? They're definitely more common. It's definitely more common. Is that real or was that a blurb? I knew it. I was like, that sounded too clean. I was like, that sounded a little bit too clean. I don't think so. I knew it. Are you even here? That'd be super cool. We'll do a lap around the gym. Wife and I just did our first nightmare. Got a cooperative. Hey, let's go. Hell yeah, man. Just had a good nap. Well, there's no need to brag about it. Do the Pacers test. Listen, you can only throw the basketball up to like, ooh, like that far. It's really not that great. Nothing. Literally nothing. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. That's fine. I'll just be here. Just hanging around. C-Rod. The hell, dude? I've heard literally nothing. Literally nothing. It's so quiet. My God. C-Rod. Jeez, dude. What type of ghost is it if you walk in the door and it instantly hunts? Depends on what your starting sanity is, but more than likely a demon. Didn't you already check left? I've checked everywhere. I've checked the entire map. I came back to see what my sanity was. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really what I should probably be doing is just going room to room because I'm going to need to look for the bone anyway. So that might not be the worst idea ever. That might not be the worst idea. Hey, Sinister. Good to see you. C-Rod, you are crazy, dude. Thank you so much for the biddies. Still have your sanity? Pfft. For now. I'm not even going to worry about bringing a camera with me. Because if I just so happen to get this while we're walking around, then we'll be good to go. Oh. Maze. Thank you, dude. I'm sorry. Why is there only one switch in the gym? Oh, whatever. All right. Time to go looking. Is freezing temps below 1 or 0? Technically, freezing temps is 0 or below. But if the temps go below 1 degree, then you're going to have a ghost that gives you freezing. Yeah. Hey, I'm not crazy. I'm general. There's a difference. I mean, very subtle, though. It's a very subtle difference. Silent, thank you for the alert. Appreciate you. Stupid. Dumb. Can you imagine walking into a room every day and when you need to turn on the light, you got to come around like this and do it? The reason I'm doing this like this is so we can look for the bone while also listening for possible ghost. All right. Next. I have not checked in here. It's a spirit. That'd be annoying. That'd be super annoying. One of those ear cleaning guns. Yeah, it definitely looks like it. Oh, Ghost. Why did it have to be high school? RNG gods, why do you hate us so? Why? Why? What are the differences between the crucifixes? Well, the big difference between tier 1 and tier 3 is that the tier 3 can stop a cursed hunt, but also the distance at which it covers is larger. Yeah. Ambient sound. Next time let Mare choose. No, I'm gonna try this. Listen, I've had Point Hope in high school. It's not going well, but you know, it is what it is. Which difficulty? Intermediate. Mare's not a cheater. Mare's just quick-witted. That's all. Getting maps you don't see often? That's true. I mean, I obviously don't play some of these maps very often. Oh, she admits to being a cheater. Oh, never mind. Ghost, please. We beggeth you. Give us a sign. Random started with high school and prison. Like, what is going on? And like every other map is Blood Moon for some stupid reason. Listen, I like the idea of Blood Moon. I just don't like the idea of it happening. Personally, don't like the idea of it happening random. Like during one of these, I don't want it to happen randomly. Ghost have mercy? Seriously, dude. What are we doing? Looking for a ghost. And a bone. Because I'm going to need to get the bone anyway. So, might as well. Might as well go on the switch. It's right behind you. Oh, okay. Nothing. Unfortunate. Yeah. Very, very unfortunate. And it's the circle. So it's not even something that could even give us a hint as to where it is. I need to know where the ghost room is because I need to be able to get more photos. I can't just be like, well, this is the ghost and then leave, you know? Got Blood Moon Asylum, ended up with a demon as well. Hey. Extra spice. Extra spice. Oh, this is fun. I'm enjoying myself. I don't know about you guys. This is the moist. This is moist. Oh, I hate this world. That's the most noise I've heard the entire game. Praying for poopy water? No, it's doing nothing. Shut up, Cozy. The ghost could be in the middle upstairs for all I know. I don't know. Probably upstairs, probably. Have I checked upstairs? We've done an entire lap of the map. We've done an entire lap. Bones in the basketball court? Where? Where in the basketball court? What's your favorite map? How dare you? So I don't play big maps. I mean, the benefit that you get for playing a big map is just not existent. It's not existent. You get like a 1.5 multiplier for it. We could have done 7 Tanglewoods by now. Can't find the bone. We can't find the ghost. Oh, the OG Faz? Oh, man. Yeah. 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 What are you talking about, Ashley? Big maps seem like they can be fun for 4 people. They're way better with more people. Yes. You find the ghost faster. It's just more activities happening because there's more people doing things. It makes it feel like it doesn't take as long. But sometimes you could play a large map solo and get everything right there in the front. You just never know. You never know. Actually, I don't even know what that means by update the count. Is that a phone? Yeah, it's a hanging phone. Open that up so that way in case it does decide to hunt. You never know. So makes Phasmo. Yeah. Yeah. You spend an hour on a map trying to do shit like this, and then all of a sudden the next game, everything happens at once. So I gotta admit, yeah. It does make it okay. Who picked this map? Random did. That prick. That son of a bitch. Crickets in the background? I know. They're keeping us company at this point. At this point, they're just our friend. That's extraordinarily unnecessary. No, she doesn't. How dare you? Oh, man. I remember when I used to run and hide into this room randomly. Pull a coach and go to the corner and just look like that. Hey, Savage. I'm good. How are you? Oh, no bone. Moving on. Okay. What is wrong with you? Well, I'm half tempted to just start over. How was the Wednesday? It was good. Past tense, used to be, was, no more. Started with a nice amateur run at Point Hope. Ghost was upstairs all the way upstairs in the boy bedroom, the kids' bedroom, I mean, and then and now that put me on high school. Yeah, it was good till we got that. Yeah, basically. Yeah, Savage, thank you for the prime. Ghost is probably upstairs because we've heard diddly, but again, I need to look in these rooms because we have to get the bone. We have to. We have no choice. Reset. My persistence tells me not to, you know? That's what tells me not to reset. No lights? Bastards. Bastards. Any bone guesses? Pfft. That stupid thin one? Probably. Okay. It's the first noise I've heard in about 15 minutes. We're on the right track. Can the bone spawn in the hall? Yes, it can. Yeah, the bone can spawn anywhere that the ghost can walk. Sometimes it will spawn in places it shouldn't, but for the most part, it should spawn where the ghost can walk. It's a big rib cage. It's going to be in the last room, and that last room is going to have the ghost in it. Tips for finding the bone. Yeah, don't do it on high school. Hey, Derp. There's my advice for you. Don't do it here. But again, if you have 4 people that are playing, you have 4 different, like, one going down each section, and it makes it a lot easier. A lot easier. What I don't want to do is skip a room, and then that be the room that the damn bone was in, you know? So we have to do our due diligence. As much as it sucks, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Hey, Nix, how are you? Hi, Sparkle. Was already in this room? I might have been. Davey, hello. Damn, that's some old Faz feels. Oh, shit. No bone. Every room looks the same. Oh, here? Yeah. Definitely does. That's why I second guess myself. I'm like, I think I was in there already. I don't know at this point. Had a bone between a bed. Oh yeah, I've had it underneath bags inside of Sunny Meadows. I've had it behind the basketball in Edgefield, like one of the top. Was it Edgefield? No, Ridgeview. In one of the back bedrooms. Yeah, man. So annoying. Now, the only reason I even give a crap to find the bone is because we have to get a perfect game. We have to. If I can't find the bone, I can't get a perfect game. There's zero reason for us to continue. Ghosts in the foyer. Yeah, probably. Oh, boy. All perfects? Yep. Perfect or I restart. Is there a cursed object? Yeah, it's the summoning circle. Our favorite. Now, another way that I would find the ghost room typically would be putting down sound sensors and listening that way. That way I can hear it if I go to the truck. I can see if it makes noise while we're not there. But again, I need to find the bone. That is what's turning this into a disaster. Disaster. Oh, you immediately were killed by the summoning circle? Yeah, that happens pretty often. Yeah. Cursed object location. No, on the bigger maps like this, it's actually not that bad. On bigger maps like this, the cursed object spawns all together inside of that in the main lobby. Could this be a yokai? Hey, this could be in anything. Literally could be in anything. Boy, mom, hello, how are you? Sanity check. IRL, gone. Obliterated. Deuces. See ya. Yeah. Yeah. I can't get 9 salt photos. I'm using tier 1. You can only get 6. Hasn't turned off the power? That's true. Touché. I'm very tempted to reset. Now, the fear with that is, what if I reset and then I get high school again? A mimic mimicking the gym. Okay. Bone in the gym. Where? See, that's the second person to say that, and they don't actually say where. They just say in the gym. Why am I using the parabolic microphone? To listen for the ghost? Oh, guess. Oh, okay. I got you. See, thank you for the 10-month prime. Appreciate you. Oh, it's in a different school. Mother. I knew it. I'm going to sweep the lobby real fast. Imagine I walk over here and I see dots. Wouldn't that be some shit? Pack it up. Pack it up. Wrong building. Nothing here. I don't even know what my sanity is. I don't know if I care. Someone said it was under the rim. I don't know. Senior, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. It's under the basketball hoop. How certain are you? Don't bother with Sandy. Yeah, if it hunts at this point, I mean, it can have me. It is welcome to me. Enjoy. Have a lovely day. Gonna be a Dio. Oh, that'd be nice. Sandy's gone. I don't know. It hasn't. Yeah, it has not kicked the power yet. So the chances of this being a Jinn have gone up. Oh, that's like that. Okay, that was weird. Yep, Iconic, that's my name. Did you check the room to the right of the gym? Which one? cafeteria. Oh. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Kinda sounds like someone's full of shit. I haven't checked this room for the bone. No. Maybe I didn't. I might have missed this one for the bone. The ghost has to be upstairs, man. It has to be. Probably in the floorboard. I don't really come to this room very often. I just realized that. How long's this game been without finding the bone? Too long. We're talking finding the bone, finding the ghost room. None of it. None of it. Three hours and 47 minutes. No, it has not. You lie. All right, I don't see anything here. Dude, this ghost. It decided to ditch school, that son of a bitch. Still nothing. Surprise, Rev. Ghost sucks at its job. I would agree with you. Still no bone. I've had runs where I've gone into high school and I have found it instantly. Found the bone, found the ghost, found everything. Craziness. Ghost is on strike. How many floors does this map have? It has 2 floors. A crap ton of rooms. Yeah. 2 floors, crap ton of rooms. Restart ticket to Luigi, that's like cheating in my eyes. No, that's like cheating. What happened so far on this map? I've touched a lot of doors. Yeah. That's about it. Other than that, oh, the ghost. The ghost has been absolutely silent. Has done nothing. I've definitely gotten my steps in today. Would a 4 times multiplier make high school worth it? It would definitely make it more worth it. Absolutely. 100%. Because that's what it was before, and it made it more worth running because you have such a big map. The payout is way more worth it for the amount of work you put in running all the way across this damn place. Yeah. Bones in the locker. It made a noise. It made a noise. All right, now I'm just gonna leave, okay? That son of a bitch. It's dead alive. Oh my god. You. Oh, did I do the... Wait. Was that the ghost or was that me? Did I trip it with too many lights? I tripped it? Okay. All right. Oh, wait. I still got to find the bone. Fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Tigress, hello. Thank you for the raid. We got breaths. We've got breaths. Damn it. Ooh. Let's go back this way, turn the power back on, and then we'll come back around. How was your stream? I love that movie. Oh, I love it too. It's so good. It's so good. Getting annoyed that's been I'm playing. That's why I usually don't do it. But I decided to be dumb and let random choose. So it is what it is. It was good. Hell yeah. Looks like yours is also going good. We ain't found shit. Hey, Cougar, how are you? Has the ghost haunted yet? No. No, absolutely not. I have to go find the bone. We have a feeling we know what the ghost is. I need a photo of it, motion sensor, an event. Dude, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made so much, man. So much. Please just leave. That sounds like quitter talk. Yeah, that sounds like something that quitters say. See, I'm not usually under that mindset. Missed it. What is the ghost? We don't know yet. We're not sure. Been here too long? You're welcome to take a nap. Go stretch your legs. Take a walk outside. Take a lap around the house. We're thinking this might be a Jinn. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's be a little smart about this here. Hold on. If we think this is a Jinn, EMF, ultraviolet, and freezing. I've already got that in there. Ultraviolet, EMF. I'll bring those. I'm going to bring the photo camera. Can't middle of the night? Then you're welcome to pace around your house. I need motion sensor too. We'll just bring all these things inside. Are Jin's the one that can't turn off the breaker? Correct. Yeah. CMU, thank you for the biddies. All right, so we think this is going to be a Jinn. EMF 5, ultraviolet. I need to bring both of those. Absolutely, 100%. And I'm going to bring the photo camera too. Yeah. Sir Beard, thank you for the prime. Did you live in an apartment complex? I don't know. I'm not sure if you did or not. I forgot to ask. Yeah. How come you had 4 items? Because you can have a igniter as one of your items. Yep. I've checked those rooms, right? I think I have. I think so. Starry, hello. Wait. Oh, it's back here. I was like, wait, where did I leave that? Never mind, we're good. So glad they added the lighter. Seriously, man. Seriously. We need freezing, though. Unless this ghost is a real jerk and it's not actually a Jinn. But this entire time, it has not cut the power off. We cut the power off. We did. Here. Do things. Do Tiggs. Seen it far. It hasn't done anything. It's literally done nothing. Mimic or Jinn? Possibly, yeah. Yeah. Warlock, hello. The activity board did show a bunch of stuff happening. That's true. Come on, Ghosty. Do something. Lights are off. I saw my breath in there. We know it's around here. Unless it decided to go on vacation. Hey, Vlad, thank you. We have a stinky right now. It's not what I meant. Spam caller. Have I checked in here for the bone? I think, have I? Oh, what's shiny over here? Shiny. Ask about my bones extended warranty. Well, if you could ask a little faster, that'd be great. Is the bone in the ghost room? I don't think so. Or I didn't see anything. Has yet to kick the power. We do not have freezing yet. But we know how that goes. Answer the phone. No, I don't answer spam callers. It's... Come on, man. Yeah, maybe it's... Oh, now we just want to go all willy-nilly, huh? We're talking no UV, friends. I don't see freezing. We don't have EMF 5. This ghost has yet to kick the power. I am uber confused. Don't have you. I'm not getting you yet. As of yet, I'm not getting you. Broken Jinn? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Now the issue is... my flashlight's all the way over there by the front. Check them over here. Check it for what? For the bone? Wasn't I in here earlier? Wait, is there no flashlight? I mean, is there no light in this room? I swear to God, I thought there was. No? Joined late and already unlike this ghost? Dude. This ghost sucks so much. talk in the room to activate a yokai. Well, that would be bad news, bears. By the door in the hallway. What's that? The bone? Oh, maybe. I don't know. Was it there? No, I need a flashlight. Because without it, I just can't see shit. Yep. Ghost that's not shutting off the power. But we've been in here for legit like 40 minutes. You let a light on the classroom? I did. Thank you. I did. Soloing? Yep. I am indeed. Maybe this school's not haunted. Maybe. I don't remember if I had... No, I don't think so. Difficulty? Intermediate. We have a ghost that is being extraordinarily uncooperative. Summon it for fun. You assume that it's going to summon correctly and not insta-kill. It's a prank, dude. I really am. I'm really this close, though, to just starting from scratch because holy shit. If you summon it, you don't have to bother with the bone. I think that's how that works. Definitely has not evented on us. When did it event earlier? Excuse me? Still betting a shade. I don't know. You got me. Josephine Doe. Josephine Doe. Ghost fart? Maybe. I mean, we definitely didn't hear one. It didn't happen. Not that I could tell. No, the phone ringing is not an event. No. No. I know. My chances I'm going to restart and get high school again. I agree. Absolutely. No, our sanity is currently at 84. 84. We're doing fine. Okay. Well, let's look at these ghosts, shall we? So it could potentially be any of these things. I need to go take the video camera up there, check for orbs. I'll take the video camera. I'll take salt and this flashlight. Definitely a shade. Yeah. Restart. No, it'll restart and throw me in prison. Yeah. Crossing off freezing feels too early. Why is it? Does it feel too early because I did it before the 5-hour mark? It finally cut the power again. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Fur. Appreciate it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to turn this on and we're going to go upstairs and go check that other hall. Yeah. Listen, man, it's how the cookie crumbles, okay? I've watched some of Dave's runs that he has done where he gets the absolute worst. You son of a bitch. I have a feeling the ghost turned on a light and triggered the breaker to pop again. Too many lights. Yep. It's a djinn. We can leave now. This ghost is the worst. The absolute worst. No, I think it was too many lights. And if you have so many lights on, and then the ghost also turns on lights, then I went to go turn one extra one on when I felt like it was okay, and it really wasn't, and it tripped it. Ghost is trolling. Yeah. right, we have not checked these potties yet. Might as well while we're here. Might as well. Supernatural, thank you for the 3 months. All right, we need to do quick sweeps. That's what we need to do. We're doing quick sweeps. Looking for the spine. Yeah, maybe. You had a Moroi. Ooh, fun. Good times. This is great. Watch the video. My friend pulled the cards. Oh my god. Poor coach. Poor coach. Why is there pee on the floor? I had an accident. I had an uh-oh, as they call it. Tier 1 dots on high school is butt cheeks. Well, that's what I have right now. Yep. Yep. We all have our down days. That's right. Bone, we're gonna find you. You're gonna be at the last room all the way at the end of the hallway. All the way at the end. Place your bets. Whoa. Whoa. Have you checked the window? I mean, I've been randomly keeping my eyes peeled as I've been looking around the room to see if I spot anything on the windowsills. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know where that came from. It was the game. It was definitely not my stream. I looked in the cafeteria. It wasn't there. I switched. 50-bit says it's the last place you look. I'm not making that bet because I think you're right. I also think it is going to be in the last place that I look. Which is going to be like the last room at the end of the hall. Listen, if anything, we're just giving a tour of the high school. You know, there's people that have probably never seen it before, so fair play. You know, this is what it looks like. You guys can hate it as much as I do. I think it's fair. It's going to be in the hallway. I know. It's going to be by the front door and I just missed it or something. If I may ask, how do you know what places are hiding spots and what aren't? Well, it depends. There are certain places that are considered actual hiding spots by Kinetic, and they'll block off the hiding spot possibly as you go higher in difficulty. To know what those places are, one way of doing that is you can put it on amateur and go walk in, and let's say like Tanglewood, for example. The closets will all be open. The lockers will be open. You will find, let me think, Tanglewood. The nursery, like the nursery in Tanglewood will be open, as in behind the crib, that spot can be blocked. So if you play on a higher difficulty, there's a possibility that they put things in the way and you can't hide there anymore. But places like Ridgeview, you can get totes inside of the living room. Those totes can sometimes not be there and you will no longer have a hiding spot. Yeah, it just depends. Oh, yeah. You're right. Tanglewood basement. It does. Yeah, you have the plywood hiding spot. Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. Oh, man. I'm pretty sure we're going to touch every goddamn room. Did you check the first floor locker room? I thought I did. I might not have checked it good enough, though. I mean, I think we did a quick one because we were looking for the ghost at that point. But it also could be in here. Someone's asking about Twitch channel name. Flash Force. Same name as on the tubes and everywhere else. I need to turn this light off before it pops the breaker again. Come on, Jeffrey. We can do it. I believe. Thank you for the lovely high school tour. I totally recommend other students to attend this school. How much sand do I have right now? Depending on the ghost, I should be okay. But if it's an early hunter, though, that's questionable. Hard to say. All right. I've checked that right side. Have I checked the middle? Hi, Hyper. Hey, how are you? What I'm gonna do is we're gonna go over this way. Famous pre-hunt words. You don't think it's a djinn anymore? Well, why not? About to open up a school for... Listen, dude. Listen. Listen. Did you read the challenge that I've been doing for myself? I did read that. I did. Okay. Breath is still cold. No orbs. Writing book down. Yeah, that'll be fine. Check again. There's our fiver in person. There we go. I have salt by the front door if we want to check for a wraith. Ghost loves the phone. It does. All right. So shut up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the middle, check these middle rooms. Hi, Zero. Zero, I've been on this map for like an hour. It's intermediate, so the ghost is obviously not as crazy, and still haven't found the bone. It's because it's your favorite. Whatever. No, it's not. It's shy. It's a jerk. That makes me think it's more of a spirit just because it's being an a-hole. I hate this map. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Oh, Bone, where are you? Please be like a spine or a rib cage or something. Venny, yeah, I am. Jeff, thank you for the 9 months. Appreciate you, dude. Should do a shade test with some. You piece of shit. That would be an awful idea because then I'm banking on it being one singular ghost. And if it's not that ghost, well, then I've just drained all of my sanity. In-game sanity. IRL sanity is long gone. At this point, with the way these ghosts have been, it's probably going to be inside of this damn hall here. Should you play a cracked version? No. No. Discussing if you should play a cracked version of Phasmophobia with a Kinetic partner, official content creator for the game, is probably a stupid idea. It's cracked version. Yes, it's when you download the game illegally. I was released on console. Me and Broman playing. Heard a lot. Hey, appreciate you, Riley. Welcome in. How are you? You've missed about an hour of our search on this map for a bone. It's been a lot of fun. We've had so much riveting conversation. Silent, I'm persistent, man. I don't. I'm not like guess and go kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I don't give up. I try. To me, I think if I reset until I get exactly what I want, that's... I hate it here. It defeats the purpose of random if I reset until I get exactly what I want. Yeah. It defeats the purpose. He's not at work tomorrow. What, the gummy bear? So stupid. No one gifting is going to make me leave. We've been here this long. You think I'm going to dip? You've lost it. You've lost the plot. Not going to happen. No. Not until I know that I'm committed, dude. Now, if I load up professional and the next game is high school, yeah, maybe we quit. You know, maybe. How are the ghosties? Well, you see, I don't know how to answer that question. You know, dude, it's gonna be the dumbest bone, the stupidest bone ever, man. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Now the breaker is downstairs underneath of us, and I kind of want to go turn it on. Ghost is dead again? Oh no. Oh no. No, it's going to be one that we missed because it's inside of a wall or some shit and I can't see it. You know that's what it's going to be. Look, I've been through this entire area. Is there anywhere that I have not been? Yusuf, that doesn't even make sense. Flipped into the stairs, I don't know. Hey, Cookie, how are you? Where have I not checked? The room beneath the ghost? I think I've been in there. I'm pretty sure that I've been in there. Pretty sure that I have. Bathroom. I've checked all the bathrooms. Checked them all. Cotton candy. Hello. Yeah, let's go check inside the locker room again. I don't know if I had a flashlight the last time I was in here. Think you've been everywhere? I think I have too, man. I really, really do. Time to double check every room. Imagine it's in one of these goddamn lockers or something. That'd be so stupid. That'd be so dumb. It can't be outside. It can't be in the. It can't be in the courtyard thing in the back or the whatever. It can't be there. No. 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 Summoning circle still an option. I mean that. All that is an option for me to get the ghost to hunt. That's it. That's all. That's an option for. Cafeteria. We've been in there. We've been everywhere, man. There's almost, we might have to reset just because I can't find the bone. Cursed object, it's the circle. Wish finding the bone wasn't needed for a perfect game. Frickin' agreed, man. Yeah. Genuinely stumped? Yeah, same here. Same here. Check the gym floor again? Sure. You can do one more pass through. Maybe it's over in like a corner or something like that. What you think of Dave? Yeah. Because like, what if it's against one of these walls or something like that and I just didn't see it, you know? Finding the bone is a pain when you're trying to find it on a map like this. That's when it's tough, man. That's when it's tough. No, no. For my own sake, if I don't find the bone, it's not a perfect game and I lose. No matter, even if it's bugged inside of a wall or something like that. It's just luck of the draw, man. Luck of the draw. Keep my eyes peeled as we go, though. Candy, that's literally what I did. I looked for the bone and not the ghost room. We've looked everywhere. We've looked everywhere. Oh, the little plank? Yeah. I know, it's deceiving. It's super tricky. I don't know if I've technically looked everywhere. Have I looked in these rooms? I thought... Motherfucker. Dude, I've turned on like 3 lights. Am I crazy or is it popping so fast? What's your most hated ghost? Whatever this is. My only tier 1? Yeah, that's it for this one. Just tier 1. Ought to be a spirit, probably. But, I mean, if I can't, again, if I can't find the bone, then this is useless. It's useless to do anything else. The breaker pops, depending on the map size, it pops when you turn on so many lights. Yeah, I know. And yeah, earlier I said about the breaker. Yeah. Unfortunately, as much fun as this walk around has been, this has just been a tour of high school. I can't find the bone. Yeah. If it's if it says that it's in a room and we know that we've checked that room, that means that it was bugged somewhere we couldn't see it, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's unfortunate. It's RNG. It is what it is. It is what it is. Feel like there's no bone. I guarantee it's going to be in a room that we've checked. I'm going to go spirit, and we're going to restart. Thank you guys for that tour of high school. Perfect timing, Confused Devil. We're leaving this hellhole and going somewhere else.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
I told you. It was acting like an a-hole. I knew. I knew. Oh no, I am Sky. I am Sky. It's just I'm not going to read every single message that somebody says. Yeah. Where are we from? East Coast, United States. Oh, where was the bone? Well, let's take a look-see, shall we? Science classroom number 3. I don't remember. We've checked I checked the science rooms. I checked the science rooms. Yeah, I checked them. Upstairs, checked it. Checked it. Tash, thank you for the 20 months. Hello. Yeah, I don't know where it was. You got me, man. Oh, breaker to say, 4 or 5? It was like 4 or 5, right? Oh, 2. No. Oh, I did. Sorry. It caused 2. I caused the other ones. Yeah, the others were me. No, the others were me. The others were absolutely me. Heavy Metal, welcome in. Oh my God. How are you, Devil? How was your stream, brother? The bone should rattle when you enter the room. Oh, that'd be so great. Just a little glow, you know? Just a little something, man. You think the summoning is the most useless cursed possession? No. Most useless? Most useless is probably the voodoo doll. My opinion. So does that mean you reset? That's exactly what that means. That's exactly what that means. Tarot has to be the most useless? I wouldn't say so. No, I don't think so. I wouldn't say tarot is most useless. No way. It can be extremely useful. Science room 3 was ghost room. No, if it was, we checked. The random map is going to screw us over. Yeah. It's upstairs on the right, and we looked. So I don't know where it was, man. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, all right. Well, let's see how it goes. We'll try again. If it keeps giving us big maps, we might have to call an audible. But it is what it is. Did it get us? No. No. The bone did. The bone did. Music box is most useless. Oh, not to me. I love the music box. It's my favorite cursed possession. I love it. I love it. It's my favorite. I think we're gonna go ahead and run ads now. I'm gonna run ads now before we go into a map. I don't want you guys that are not subbed to miss out on the game. How do you use it? The music box? Stupid bone dude, seriously. The music box, you play it. I mean, hold on. That doesn't answer their question. Oh, I have all of them. Okay, good. We're gonna go to Willow. Yeah, let's go to Willow and do that. Oh no, I have all tier 1. Whatever, it's fine. Who gives a shit? It's fine. All right, let me go in here real fast and then we'll run ads. So what we want to do is we want to show you the music box. Use it to hunt your friends. Absolutely. Amen. Shut up, guy in the van. We're not talking to you right now. Getting these on just so we can see where we are. I don't know where the ghost room is, so let's use the mirror real fast. Do a little double check. In the kitchen. So, when you use the music box, what happens is it makes the ghost sing. And then when you get within a certain range, a certain distance of the ghost will then come to you. It will then come to you. It will event, it will walk to the music box and then start a hunt when it gets there. It like pauses for like a second, which is super nice because then it allows you time. It allows you time. Can you walk the ghost back? No, I'm not taking it for a walk, but it is in there. So hopefully when we use it here, it doesn't immediately hunt. If I wanted, I could do it like this. The ghost is here. See, it gets to it. That's an event, and now it hunts. Slow twin. Speeding up with line of sight. Yeah, I think it's slow twin. Thought it literally just started a hunt. If you break it, it starts a hunt. So if your sanity's too low, you'll break it. If you throw it, you break it, which is really fun to do, you know, with friends with, you know, friend games and stuff like that. But yeah. Find the bone? Hell no. Absolutely not. I think it's twins though. Like using the Ouija board when hiding to get the low sanity objective. Yeah, that works too. Oh, it was a Moroi. I got fooled. Yikes. That's all right. We got no XP for that, so I didn't give a shit. All right. We are going to do an amateur run though. Even worse. No, if I would have let the music box, if I would have let it play near me longer, our sanity would have drained more and then we would have known what it was. I remember when you box bombed someone with the Dio. Did I? With the Dio? Yeah, of course. I love the music box. I love it. I love it. Every time I try and run away from a ghost, I lose stamina. It catches me. Oh, dude. No. This was different. That's a custom game. That doesn't count. That's a custom game with different settings. Don't worry about that. All right. I'm going to run ads. I do 3 minutes of ads every hour, so that way we do not have pre-rolls. So if you do not have a sub, if you do not have Twitch Turbo, I run them so that way you don't get ads the second that you jump into stream. So I try to keep it on an even playing field where we all wait, take a quick break, stretch your legs, get a drink, whatever it is you need to do. And then when the ads are done, we go right back into it. So I'm going to run them now. Do what you need to do. As Chinkins would say, take your meds. Do your things, and then we'll be right back after 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Get the cookies? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, actually, while that's running, hold on. While that's running, I could do this. Not getting ads. It's different for everybody. Depending on your location of where you live, you might not be getting served ads at that time. It just depends. It's different for everybody. Ooh, we're going to save somebody from ads. We're going to save somebody. Copper saved you. Oh my god. We'll wait until the ads are done actually, and then we'll do it. Fox saved you. Thanks for the follows, guys. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. The 10 people who aren't subbed, I know. The developers should create a weekly called Players Must Push All the Pins and Save Toe in addition to a customized loadout to find the ghost. Hey, listen. I like the idea of trying to think of something that's just off the wall different. Especially like the weeklies. I would love some weeklies where it's not something that I can recreate myself. I would love to be able to get weeklies where it is customized for that week and it is something that you want to do because you can't just go do it. All the weeklies right now you could create yourself and go do. That's the only thing I think that sucks. Any idea about new maps or ghosts in the game? No. No. No information yet. Nope. Nope. We wait. We wait. Want Faz to do custom games where your friends can be the ghost? They're never going to do that. It's never going to happen. No shot. No. It turns the game into a PvP, and I know they're not going to do that. What are you guys yapping about without us? Official things? Have they actually added new ghosts? They haven't added a new ghost in over 2 years. PvP, player versus player. What if there's two ghosts? It would be cool to see. Two ghosts, like what if you're on a larger map and you have 6 people, not 4? I think changing it up in any way, I think would be fun. Vince helped a lot. I appreciate you, Coop. My favorite ghost is a Mimic. I wonder what was the last go through. The last time that they added ghosts, they added 3 of them. Yeah. All right. Ads are done. Welcome back. We didn't do anything without you, I promise. I swears. I swears to it. The last time that they added ghosts, they added the Moroi, the Dio, and the Fae at the same time. So it was like overwhelming at that time. It was crazy. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We got 3 ghosts at once. But that was over 2 years ago. Yeah. All right. Thank you for the Prime. Welcome in. Does Blood Moon weather still speed up the ghost? Yep. About 15%, I think. 15% increase, we believe. Finally did the solo hunt. Nice. GG's. You survived. Welcome back. All right. We're going back into it. We're going back in. Would be so fun. But you need to think of if you could be the ghost, how does someone find out what you are outside of evidence? Because you can't base it off of how it acts. Because you're going to act differently. So you're going to, like, I understand if you were a mayor and it doesn't allow you to turn on light switches. But what if you never leave the ghost room? Like, you're not acting like the ghost would. I don't think they would do it. I don't think so. Hey, Artemis, how are you? The ghost cannot see the players. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just not something I could see them doing, man. Yeah. Be honest, when you were a teen, you were also pirating games? No, I wasn't. I bought them. Really weird thing to say. No, I bought them. And if I couldn't afford it, I didn't play it. I know that's crazy to think about. Hi, Hattie. Started watching. I appreciate you, friend. All right. All right. Time to start over. That's so weird. You didn't resort to theft? I know. My gracious. I can't believe it. It's like, no, I didn't. Man, I'd love to play that game, but I can't right now. Oh, well. I guess I'll save money and try and get it. Yeah. Ping, thank you for the subs. Oh, my word. What ghost have I gotten the most? Oh, that would be my most deaths are to a demon and my most common is a Raiju. They both used to be Yurei. Both used to be Yurei. Absolute crude. Crude dude. Crude dude. All right, give me a minute. Give me a minute and then we'll go back in. Give me a minute, we'll go back in. I'll just watch someone else play. Right, that's what I did. Amen, man. Amen. Yeah, the self-report is wild. Your most deaths is blank. Have you not died in game yet? What? You haven't died in game yet. All difficulty? Yeah, we're trying, man. We're trying. Unfortunately, we had a bone that wanted to, that did not want to cooperate. So I just, there's nothing I could do. Nothing I could do. All right, let's pop that out. Let's do this. Do that. Goryo's your nemesis? Oh my god. I was wondering why you were on amateur. Yeah, we got thrown into intermediate on high school and the bone wasn't there. But it is what it is. Did you find it? No. No, and we searched that room too. Unfortunately. Hey, what's up, Darko? Hey, how are you? All right. Let's start over. We're going back. Amateur, random. Thank God.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
Oh, thank the heavens.
Nothing to report.
All right. Tanglewood. We like Tanglewood. Walter, we need to cleanse 25% and repel. 5 minutes is on the clock because it is amateur. Yep. I kind of want to go find the bone first. Oh, I do extreme. You're right. I do. I'll do it after this game. I got sidetracked. That was my B. My B. All right. This is what we were talking about earlier about the hiding. Someone was saying about knowing what hiding is what. Sometimes it's not so obvious, but when you up the difficulty, it makes it a little more obvious. Like this will be blocked whenever you play on higher difficulties. Like as you lose hiding spots, this can be blocked, but you can still technically lose line of sight here. Yeah. Oh, hi. Found the bone. See you, Soggy. Have a good one. Okay, found the juice. Could you make up your own hiding spot? What do you mean? Behind something that just covers the whole... I mean, yeah, technically that's what that spot in the nursery is. That spot in the nursery is kind of like that. We call them natural hiding spots. Yeah. Oh my god. Copper? Fridge view? Yeah. Unfortunately, there's something happening with the ghost recently where, I don't know, man. It feels like the ghosts just know exactly where you are. Did I just hear something? That sounded like it was over here. Did I hear that right? What the hell did you do? That's a 5. I don't know what it did. Going to bed. Decided. Oh, I appreciate you, friend. So you're going to bed now. So does that mean just on these days you don't work? You prefer the tier 1 over the tier 2? Really? Really? Interesting. Take this. We know we have EMF 5. We still have 2 minutes and 25 seconds on the board. Off Tuesdays and Wednesdays for December. Nice. Rotating shift. Understood. Well, I hope you get all the sleeps, friend. I appreciate you. I get to film all day tomorrow. All right. No. Do this. We'll set this up. Tier 2 is easier to read. I mean, I love the tier 3. Oh no. There we go. That's better. That's better. All right, you touched Nanor again. So let's go get UV. We'll get these lights on so that way we have some points of reference. Oh yeah, tier 3 is the way to go. Krampus is coming. Krampus is coming. Good night, Copper. Have a good one, friend. Still have a minute 29. Let's go check the rest of our stuff. This, get this, get this. Tier 3 is so good. I get the nerf. Like, I understand the nerf that they did on tier 1, but man, it sucked because I used to use it all the time. We get it, bruh. Where are you? Are you near? Where was that? Is that? Maybe that was bathroom. It is now. Where are you? Are you near? Bro, get back to your room. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Are you far? Where are you? Okay, homie. The second I walk away, it's like, oh, hey. All those dots. In my face. Wraith Oni Raiju. Can't figure out how to use the tier 3 EMF. The tier 3 EMF, it stacks. It stacks the readings. Yeah, Pedro, what's up, dude? All right, so we saw the dots in person, so we know that it's not a Goryo. That leaves Oni, Wraith, Raiju. So we can take these in there just to make sure. Does the ghost recognize phrase? No, it doesn't recognize any phrases on console. Not yet. All right, so we have a 6 stack here. So we'll see. Watch out. Thank you for the follow. Jackie, hello. Apocalypse badge. Already have it. Nah, we'll do that later. It's fine. But we do need 25 incense and repel. I mean, we could do that from the hunt, so that's fine. I guess I could get those in the door. But really, we want to check for a wraith. I didn't grab a lighter. Ooh, not a wraith. Flipped off the light switch as well. So freezing. So it's got to be freezing. but why are you taking so long? I get it. Okay. Interesting. Let's get the photo camera. We'll get another one of these. Another one of those. Get one of those. It takes forever to get freezing. Because it does take forever to get freezing. What a jerk bag. That's right. Jerk bag. Just shut off the power. Let's go get the power back on. Hate the tier 1 thermo. It's definitely not something I enjoy using very often. Definitely not. Ghosty. Let's try this. Let's try this. Why tier 1? Because I have to. Nothing. Keep waiting for this ghost to show up and screw it up. Ghosty. Hello. There we go. Freezing temps. It only took forever. I think did I just hear it shut the book? Oh, excuse you. Listen, a-hole. Some bitch knocked over my camera and it shut the power off again. You're a dirtbag. You don't show up for ghost events. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, is that a 2? Look, it just knocked on this left window and gave me a 2. Look for the bone. Oh, we already saw the bone. Where did I see the bone? There it is. Snow, we have no idea. Nope. When I find out, you find out. At least it's not glitched this time. Ayo. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, the quickest way you're going to find out about the event is by being in the Faz Discord or following their socials. It's going to be the quickest way you find out. Unless we get early access again, which would be awesome, but I haven't heard anything of the sort, so I don't know. Hard to say. I need 2 more photos. We need to repel, cleanse, 25. Did I find the cursed? Oh, wow, dude. Okay. No. Must be the circle. I don't think I've been in the basement. Ooh, Waluigi. Ooh. Those are photos. How old are you? Goodbye. Why is that so delayed? All right. Now we can drain our sanity. That's what we want. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. All-star, welcome in. Give me you. Give me you. That's fine. No, you don't want to do hide and seek. You don't drain your sanity that way. If I need below 25, repel and cleanse I can do during a hunt. That's perfectly fine. Where are you? It's so delayed. How's my sanity? Goodbye. Is song pretty? Ask if it likes hats. No, it's a jerk. It doesn't like hats. It's mean. There we go. There's the spice. Now we're talking. You know what's interesting? What ghost do I have right now? What has the ghost not done yet? Not a single effing event. Not one. We have yet to get evented on. Oh, what a piece of shit. Okay, dude. Real cute. Never mind. I think he heard us talking about him. Walter. I should try to poop it. I can't. It won't let me. I could try my best. It's not going to do anything. Oh, now you just want to come hang out with us, huh, jerk? Walter makes his own rules. Walter's mean. Walter, we don't like you. Jesus Christ, it takes so long for it to start hunting. Walter, I bear gifts. Here is gift. Oh my god, look how short the hunt is. What difficulty? I'm on amateur song. We did amateur and intermediate, and then I went to intermediate at high school. Couldn't find the bone around the whole damn thing. Yeah. So, we are where we are, man. Luck of the draw. I didn't want to curse myself by being like, well, we'll just leave. It's fine. No, we got our evidence. We had EMF dots freezing. We got the photos. We got the objectives. We got the pussy. We got the bone. We're out. Amateur suits you. I'm okay with that. Why doesn't the ghost do that event? It's just the way that the dev made it.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Just the way the dev made it. Hi, Morgan. Oh, my word. Flood amateur suits you. All right. Before we go to the next one, though, I do owe. Hi, Dread. You can do it. I believe. There we go. All right. If you are not subbed and you want a chance to get a sub, if you type the word sub in chat, you are entered to win. It is that easy. If you are already subbed and you win, you have to choose who it goes to. It is going to be your choice. So make sure that if you already are, that you have a target in mind. And whoever wins, if they already are, feel free to butter them up in any way that you want to try be the one to get it. I will give you guys like a minute and then we'll roll it. There's still people not subbed. Yeah, Athena. Yeah. Yeah. Like some sandwiches? Oh, hell yeah. My poor wife. She wants, she so badly just wants like a sub, but she can't. It's stinky. Absolutely stinky. Doing this entire challenge in one. I mean, the goal was to try to do that, but definitely not going to happen. Not going to happen. Hey, Banana Toast. How are you? Why are we saying sub? It's just a cool word. We figured why not. All right, 10 seconds. Teriyaki? Ooh, why not, right? That's what I'm saying. Light J, probably not, but we'll see. It just depends on how the turnout is. Yeah, we'll see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's already following. I appreciate you watching YouTube videos. First time watching the stream, welcome in. Backward. Welcome in, dude. Goo's not the word. Sparkle. Glum chum. GG's Glum. Nice. GG's, dude. Where you at, Glum? Where you at? There you are. I found you. I found you. All right, do the thing. Yeah, Lock Tools is what I'm using, but unfortunately it is no longer available. Yeah, they're not updating it anymore. It kind of is what it is kind of thing now, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Glum. GG's, enjoy the sub, friend. GG's. All right. Go over there, do the ting. Came back from the store. What game are we on? Cookie, I'd rather not talk about it. So many emotes. Enjoy them, friend. Enjoy. Hey, Satchel, how are you? All right. To intermediate we go. Hey, Arthur. It's not high school.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare
It could be worse.
starting the investigation.
It could absolutely be worse. It's not that bad. No. I need to run these. I need to run these anyway, so it's fine. And it's restricted, right? So where do we have restricted? Where do we have it? All right, it's down the female wing. Okay. Down the female wing. Do I want to do parabolic on this one? I guess it just depends on how active the ghost is going to be. We'll see. We will see. Hood! Oh, Light J from YouTube. Welcome in, dude. All right. Let's go. Sound was weird. Now we hope and we pray. What's the difference between restricted or not? Restricted is one of 5 versions of this map. That is a useful one. Nice flashlight. You like that? You can't have it. It's mine. It's mine. Wait a minute. Sorry, was that in front of my face? Or was that out here? Hello? Sin! Thank you for the dono, homie. Are you in the chapel? No. I'm hearing things. Head to bed. Good night, Deadly. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We found it. Oh, we founced it. It is right here by the front. Oh, my heavens. Right by the entrance. Thank God. JK, Lizzie, Risley, welcome in. I didn't have an event. That surely looks like a 5er to me. We will find out. All right. What is my sanity? 95. Right. The ghost can technically hunt now. So you need to be careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. B. Dormer, thank you for the prime. Good night, Walrus. Okay. Let's do this. Actually, you know what? Better safe than sorry. I'm going to take these two in there with the video camera. What map is this? It's Sunny Meadows is the restricted version. There's our breath. Okay. We'll turn that. Go over here. Get stuck on the chair. Do that. Hopefully that'll protect us. Where's the bone? I know I got to go find it. But I want to get, I want to figure out what the ghost is since it's by the front. That way I know how safely I can roam around the place, you know? Kitchen's never open and restricted. Is it never open? I don't remember where it stops, or like where it cuts you off in the middle area. I don't remember where it cuts you off. All right, ghosty room is there though. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Frostbite. Think of it the 6 months. What difficulty? Intermediate. Going real hard now. Jesus Christ. Hi. You know, I didn't like my sanity anyway. I was just telling chat about it. I fucking hate my sanity. Where are you? No, please. Not everyone at once. Instant spirit box. Spirit Ray Twins. If that was an EMF 5, which I think it was, this was the event that we just had. Take that in there. Let's take... It's definitely possible. Gamer Kid, how are you? Twins. What's happened since high school? Everything. You've missed it all. You've missed everything. Elf, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. How are you? How goes it? How was your stream? Oh God. Oh God. There we go. There we go. What are my Christmas plans? Hang out with the fam, man. No, no, no. You're good. No worries. You're fine. You are good. How was your stream? How do I pronounce your name, by the way? I don't want to say it incorrectly. It might be freezing, so we're going to wait a second. Or it's a wraith. Well, that's unfortunate for the old photos, but what do I need objective-wise? Crucifix, cleanse. Okay. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. You suspect it was the dots? Well, what I might do is I might get some, I'm going to need to get some candles in there. Yeah. Did some chill diamond painting. Husband came in to explain something to me musically. Ended up playing the guitar. Oh, let's go. Nice. Does he play the acoustic? It's Irina. Did I say that right? Irina. What benefits do you get if you sub? You get a crap ton of emotes. You have a channel that opens up inside of my Discord. You don't have any ads for 30 days. Makes you better at Phasmo, I heard. All right, take this. Take both of these. Take one of those. Better at Phas. Now listen, if you don't get better, blame it on Dread. It's Dread's fault. If it writes in the book, will the pen disappear? Yes. You blame Dread? There you go. Sorry, Vin. Yeah, man. You have kids? Yeah, I have 3 kids. I have a younger daughter and 2 older boys. Played acoustic. Nice. I haven't played guitar in quite a long time. Those motion sensor going off. Oh. It showed up in dots as it did both of these, by the way. Motion sensor going off, not count as interaction. No. No, absolutely not. Hey, Tara, how are you? Just joined this server. Let's go. I heard if you sub, you get a Dio on your first APOC run. What? I should probably bring in Salt just to be sure that this is a freaking raid. But I'm pretty sold on that Fiverr that we saw. Wait. Hold on. I don't want it. No. 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 I don't want it. Nothing? You're done? I need a few more if you don't mind, ma'am. Salt. All the salt's going to do is tell me that it's not a wraith. Yeah, because if it's a wraith, which we think it is, that salt's useless. Yeah. Mel, is that what it said to you? Oh, there we go. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Was that on mobile or desktop? Keeps popping up. What? It's a new feature? Oh, can I turn it off? This moment seems clip-worthy. You should do it. It's repetitive AF? Yeah. I want to, yeah, I'll find a way. We will find a way. Seen it a few times. Yikes. Oh, you piece of pig shit. Did you turn off my breaker? Boy, I'll tell you what. First habit and fast. Forgetting the lighter. 100% forgetting the lighter is the bad habit. Or matchstick, if you will. All right. Walk in the motion sensor so we can say you're a wraith and keep moving with our day. Ma'am. 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 On the bone yet? No. Is that a Roxy? Ew. Hi, Roxy. Oh, well, that'll work. So what she's going to do is she's going to get done singing her little sing-song here. She's going to walk back to her room. She's going to set that motion sensor off, and the salt's going to be perfectly still. Or she's going to teleport back to the room and... Thank you. Okay. I think she did that through the wall. That's some bullshit. But there you go. She set the motion sensor off. She didn't walk in that. We know what it is. We know what it is. Man, we need more. Yeah, it's a wraith. Using a smudge, nothing happens because the igniter's still in the truck. Oh, definitely been there. I've lived that life, friend. Many times. Many times. Candles are about to die out, yeah. But I have more in the truck. If necessary. Wraith. Yeah. Unfortunately. I mean, I can get photos of her throwing stuff if she wants to get a little angry. How goes it? Very slow. Let's try. That was an event. That growl, dude, I thought it started hunting. What the fuck? Nefaria, thank you for the prime. Hello. I think that just... Where are you going? I think I just went out naturally. What a jerk. Benji, we'll see, friend. Ding. We will see. She's not throwing anything. She went to the store. Go get that milk. Ma'am. I'm so tired of getting these ghosts. I still gotta go find the bone. I still gotta go find it. I think that just went out naturally. Yep, candle died out. I don't know what that was. What? Was it the clipboard? I think it was the clipboard. It was not the clipboard. I repeat. But apparently, it's radioactive like crazy. What do you keep throwing? Okay, now you did. I literally watched you do it. I swear to God. Having fun. I like this game. I'm having fun. I like this game. I'm having fun. I like this game. Give me these. Yeah, we're fine. Give me those. These, get rid of that. Take that. Go over here. Do this. Yep, it's fine. Hey, you having fun tonight? How many do I have left? 2? You know, I could do that. Yeah. I could take... What do I do with my camera now? Camera. There you are. Take this. Take this. My sanity's probably high. Shut up. My sanity's probably high enough. I'm probably all right. It's an unpaid act, dude. Bullshit. Absolute bull. If you don't count, we're going to be upset. Okay. All right. Now we need to go find the bone. We still have objectives to do. The ghosts today are just not having it. Not having it. How to challenge yourself. Play on lower difficulties where the ghosts don't do shit. All right, I'm going to do really, really fast, like once overs in the room, and then we'll go back and do detail if we need to, if it's necessary. Ghost is pretty cooperative. Or maybe just the chance of the ghost is what sucked. David, what do you mean, friend? Where's the bone? Don't you dare do this to me again. It could also be in the middle of this hallway, too. Hi, Tika. I thought that was it. All right. No bones so far. You know what room I didn't even look in and we were all the way at the front? I didn't check the waiting room. I didn't check the waiting room. Steal a random bone from the morgue. Just bring it back. I found it. Which server? I live in the United States. Found the ghost room. Oh, yeah. We know what the ghost is. We've got the photos. Now we're looking for the bone, and then I need to cause stuff to... I need to make stuff happen. Yeah. Right now, it's not standing out, which sucks. Schmooker! What's up, dude? It's not that obvious yet. Is it Rhonda? Yes. Yes, it is. If anything, this challenge just teaches me don't do random. Gotta go to work. Have a good one, Arthur. Let's get the power back on. I need to go check in this front waiting room because it literally could be sitting right there waiting for us. No pun intended. It's a no bones day. What the fuck was that? Did you see that? That was weird. It was when I crossed the threshold. This isn't looking good. All right, let's check the front. Hold on, let's check over here. Yeah, there must have been some weird graphic lighting area that I just walked through. Oh, no. There was a flash? No, that's me. Maybe it's in here with the ghost. Chapel, could be. Could be. I think we started to look in the chapel earlier and I didn't. Oh, hey. Oh, okay. Nothing here. All right. Moving on. Make sure it's not back in a corner somewhere. Now we start looking here. More bone searching gameplay. Well, if the bone keeps spawning in bullshit places, there's nothing I can do. It is what it is. All right. It is what it is. For all we know, it could be down the restricted side underneath a suitcase. Or it could be this jaw that's like right in front of my face. Anywho. Oh, I should have taken a picture of it. Fuck. Mistakes were made. That's okay. That's why I brought these in here. Ma'am, I made a mistake. Can you blow out the candle, please? I made a boo-boo. Ma'am. 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 Mamala. Oh, thank you. Oh, that was in my hand. Oh, God. Oh, if this messes up. Oh, God. There's nothing I can do. Literally blew it out in my hand. And it doesn't count. What are you trying to do right now? Get an interaction photo from an interaction that just happened right in front of our face. So, oh, fuck you. So you're, so when this are, I would cut the breaker again. So are we saying that when it blows this out in my hand and I put this down, shut up. If I pick this back up, the interaction is now gone. You took too long. It literally just blew it out in front of us, Song. It blew it out. It went puff. I put it down, took a photo. The interaction, the EMF would have been still going off. Yeah. There's no way that was, I took too long. There's no way. No way. There's no way. I hate it here. Well, this was fun. I see that today's just not our day to do this. Second feeling. That's correct. Which means that we're done with doing this tonight. Yeah. Interaction gets removed when picking it up. I swear that I've had interactions where I've picked up an item, put it back down, put it down, like to put it somewhere else, and it's still counted. I can always test that. Have a fun and happy game. You know what's going to be happy? I'm not doing that. We're done with this for right now. Might have been a bug. Maybe. I could go and try. Wonder if it was nerfed. Maybe. You put it down, said no, picked it up, and then put it back down. Dude, I could go back and clip. Hold on. Wait. No. What I'm going to do is this. Hold on.
All right, we're here. Take a look at
Give me
the
this.
equipment.
Give me this.
They're recording
Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. Hold on. It's in the garage. Why is it so tall? All right. There. Put that there. Go get stuff and things. So now I'm going to get camera and an EMF. Just, oh. Yeah. For science? For science. That's right. Because now I'm curious. The Ferryman video was recommended to me. Watch it. Do you have to be alone? Play solo? No, you don't have to be alone. You don't even have to have the ghost hunt. You can play on friendly ghost and still get it. Yeah, for the badge. You just have to make sure that all your players can see the ending, if you know what I'm saying. As long as all the players can see the ending. You're telling me I took that long before? Because I would say I did not. Move EMF. There was no need. It touched the door and then it blew out the firelight. I knew what it did. Now let's do it that way. Okay. All right. Next test. Try picking it up. Yeah. Let's do that. I wonder if the EMF will stop. Like if I pick it up and put it back down, if the EMF will just cut. No, get over here, stupid. Over here. Over here. No. Over here. Shouldn't stop to get out of range. But would it make sense for the EMF to still be going if the interaction is no longer there? If we're saying that me picking it up and putting it back down cancels the interaction, should the EMF not completely stop? Come on, dude. Do the thing. You would think, right? We're about to find out. Livy. 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 Sometimes it goes out on its own. Yeah, but it didn't. We, oh, EMF5. We heard it. It blew it out in my hand. The only reason it wouldn't just go out on its own unless I like throw it. Or if it just completely extinguishes, which it was a new candle, so it definitely did not. Come on, man. Livy's enjoying the candlelight. Well, Livy needs to hurry the F up. Livy. I'd go get more. Up our chances. Yeah, she's taking too long. Let's go get more. Let's up our chances. Roaring Ghost, yeah. Alright. We have 3 of them now. Hopefully, she picks one as her favy. Should test it out when it blows in my hand. Correct. Yeah. How come candles don't get thrown around on like heavier items like a tripod? That's a great question. I don't know. Okay. So, right? I pick up. I put down. I take photo. Interaction. Oh, okay. That might have been time. That might have been a fluke. That might have been a fluke. Hold on. That could have been time. Leaning towards a bug. We're about to find out. It would be nice if it would blow the one out that's in my hand. I did it twice. Right. Yeah. When we were at Asylum, I had it in my hand, put it down like this, and I picked it up, put it down again. No, that's not it. It had to be a bug. It had to be. That thing is still going off. Yeah, that's a bug. Game just hates you. Yep, indeed. Well, that was a good time. You know, great time had by all. You guys have fun? I had fun. That was a blast. Let's go talk to the ghost about it. Myth busted? Yep. you're still crawling. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's go get the key. So Pam's an Obake. You know what that means, right? You know what that means? We might be able to get ourselves a moonwalking Pam. You bitch. She messed with the potato. Oh. So I think because her hunting model is this one, although the other time it started as crawling and then it went to that one, which was really interesting. She has back problems a little bit. Potato? Yeah, there's a potato in here. It's a psycho potato. Oh. All right, what else we got? I have the monkey paw. I have the cards. There she goes. What? What are you doing? Cause this is Thriller. Oh. Hey, Granny just spawned out of your ass. Did you see that? Oh my God, look at her go. Eee. Look at her. Ma'am, do you need assistance? Ma'am. What are you doing, Pam? She's a smooth criminal? Yeah, a little bit. Oh, Lord, Terry. Oh, man. Radical, thank you for the follow. Drum, thank you for the prime. She'd be dancing? Yeah, she'd be dancing. I'm not going to get anything for that. That was just, we were sciencing. We were just doing a little bit of science. Somebody come get your grandma. Is the Sunny Meadows Chapel cross on a fire thing? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Actually, wait, I can do it with this. Yeah, before, I have ads coming soon. But before I do that, here. We're going to do... Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. I have my custom. We can do that. There we go. Obake has 6-finger ultraviolet. Correct. Correct. Did you ever? I did, Darren. Yes, I did. Thank you. All right. So we need firelight. I mean, we need a lighter. We need a flashlight just so we can see a little bit, and we should be fine. Entertainment, not XP. So when you have all the cursed possessions added into the game, there's an Easter egg at Sunny Meadows that you can do. So all you have to do is light the summoning circle and make the thing happen. I might go get some sanity though. I should probably get some sanity just in case stuff and things. So in case you've never seen this before, we will show you. How did it flip over first? It will flip them over. Yeah, watch. It'll flip them. So as I do this, every one you light spins a crucifix. And then when you light this one, it does that. And now the crucifix is on fire for the rest of the map. I mean, the cross, you know what I mean? Some extra light? Yeah. Hey, what are you? You're pretty fast. It's just mood lighting. Yeah. Here, come by the fire. It's warm. Eee! Eee! He's so fast. That's my purse. I don't know you. Is it a gin? I don't know. Hard to say. Wish I could look in the mirror right now. Oh. It's this. Man, cursed hunt. Holy shit. Good Lord. How long is this? A long time. So the way that we found this out to begin with was before they added the monkey paw, there was writing. Where was the writing? Was it here? No, I think it's on the wall somewhere. It's on the wall somewhere. Where is it? Thought by the paw. I thought it was over here. It's been a long time since I've looked at it. No, I didn't think it was there. Love all the details. Oh, Sunny Meadows is definitely one of the best ones. It's so good. Might have been taken out. I mean, maybe. The writing used to say 6 becomes 1. Unless that's what that is. 6 becomes 1. And what that meant was the cursed possessions when there was 6 of them, but now there's 7. You like the padded room? Yeah, we can show that real fast. While we're in science mode / show things mode. Here, give me this guy. Give me this guy. That's what it says. Oh, around the circle. Ah. Whoa, thank you for the prime. Does it? Is it here? I swear it said it plain as day somewhere, man. I don't remember. Hey, Ultron, how are you? All right, let's go downstairs real fast. There's a couple other little Easter eggs. So there's the padded room. Is it this one? Or is it the other way? It's the other one. That's way too clean. Yeah. Hospital, not restricted. So this padded room that looks like it's got a bunch of snot all over the walls. When you go in here and you turn on your UV, there's a crap ton of tally marks all over the walls. This is kind of an homage back to when they had this on the old asylum. Strawberry jam, yeah. There's an ad about to play, by the way. But yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pretty rad. Oh, and the other thing before, I mean, ads might hit in the middle of this. Patient 07's room. Well, technically, anywhere you find blood in this map is kind of a spot from Patient 07. And then there's Pamela herself, aka Patient 07. A little gooey in here. But yes, it's disgusting. There's a, you know, a thing there. There's a body over there, but look. Fruit punch. It's like that fountain from Mr. Deeds. Isn't that so nice? And if you get hungry, there's snacks. Look, snacks. All right, what ghost is it? It'd be cool if she disappeared. It's on the tab. I know where the room is. I have no idea. No clue. Yee. It's a rotisserie. That's right. This is a Banshee. A story, and I'm sticking to it. Phantom, I think it was too visible. I mean, it was like it was very normal blinks, I think.
Welcome back.
Do you remember what was written in Pam's old room at the old asylum? I'd have to go back and look. It's been a hot minute, man. It's been a hot minute. All right, well, we're definitely done with the all difficulty. We're not doing that shit anymore. Not tonight. There's not enough time tonight. Watch this video. I don't know if I have any videos that have that old stuff in it. I don't know if I do. Is it a custom map? No, it's not a custom map. It was just custom difficulty. It was just custom difficulty. All right. Yeah. How do you unlock more loadout slots? You unlock more loadout slots by prestiging. Every time you prestige, you unlock one, and you can unlock up to 10. Yeah. All right. 28 seconds left, and then we'll roll. Played Old Asylum. It looked great. Oh, man. I don't know why they removed it, though. They removed it because everybody complained about it. Yeah. Everybody complained about how it all just seemed the same. So, yeah. That's the main reason why they got rid of it, to be honest. Played Old Asylum. I want to do that at some point soon. Go back and play the old again. It's been a while. Here's a run on the walls in a room. I had to leave somewhere. Let's see. I have to leave somewhere new. I don't belong here. I'll go soon to get better. I like how you gave me no punctuation. Hope I find it in no room. Sometimes sounds nice. A place to heal. Oh, okay. They got rid. So they get rid of high school, and then since all looks up. Wait, what? What, you know? I'm so confused. It's not bannable to play Old Faz? No, technically it's not, because you can access it in different ways. I just am given access from the developer. Yeah. Oh, the new one looks a million times better. A million times. Absolutely no questions asked better. Yeah. All right. Comfy Grafton Nightmare. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're gonna do.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. Got the intel.
Excuse me,
Looks
game.
like this is going to be a
What
tough
is happening?
one. We've had
Hold on.
reports of violence, and it looks like they left in
Looks
a hurry.
like they left in a hurry. I'm not doing viewer games, Ty. Yeah. Break. Thank you for gifting us something. It's a demon. Appreciate you. Since they got rid of the old asylum because it looked all the same. Oh, get rid of high school. Yeah, I would 100% be on board with that. Yeah. What's wrong with the high school? The map sucks. It all looks the same. It's just, it all feels the same. It is the same. It's just not a fun map. It's just not fun. Alrighty. What do we got? We have Billy Clock, 25% motion sensor, and capture a photo. I can do that. Give me the goods. Let's go. Guessing it's a they. Roger that. The guy that's working on, ooh, I thought I saw you. The guy that's working on the Guess the Ghost bot that's trying to, like, improve it a bit for me. He's getting there. He's getting there. Is that why it's the only map? Is that what he refuses to play? Probably. Bone. I'm just picking it up. I thought I heard something. Maybe not. Thoughts on Maple? It's a good map. It's good. It's just takes a while sometimes. I think that's a lot of people really focus on the smaller maps. Is that a stuffed animal? Oh, it's the toilet paper. Doo-doo paper. My favorite map is Willow. Yeah, I love it. Jamie, hello. How are you? Now, I have a viewer day coming soon. I just need to figure out what day it's going to be because on that same day, I'm going to be dressing up as the Grinch. So it's going to take a little bit of planning. Got to get up early. No worries, Silver. So do I. Honestly, I'm probably not going to go too late tonight. I was like, excuse me. I was downstairs. Never mind. We're fine. Tankwood and Willow. Yeah. Smaller maps. Just everyone's vibe. I'm really hoping that the next map they put out is smart, which it should be. It should be. Son of a bitch. I can tell you right now, my sanity is not that low. Did it sound slightly fast? No, that sounded like normal speed to me. That sounded like normal speed. I got a feeling we either have one of two ghosts. Ultraviolet, ghost writing, freezing. Ultraviolet, ghost writing. We have freezing in there. I need apparently one of these now. I know I lost a little bit of sanity, but there's no way I lost that much. No way. Don't forget to hug. I'm not hugging it. I do not consent. Hope it comes with an Easter egg. Me too. I do too. I love the little Easter eggs. I think they're great. Now, a demon crucifix range is larger, so we could place it there. Oh, look, ultraviolet. There's no way. I can't believe it. Oh, it already disappeared. Must have got it right at the end of its cycle. Hey, go ahead, write in the book, butthole. Want to know why I thought it was a demon? Because I did not lose a lot of sanity, and this ghost hunted already, and it hunted at a normal speed. That is why. Oh, look. No, it hasn't written in the book yet. Doomslayer, welcome in. Maester, how are you? Demons have the ability to hunt you at any sanity. They can hunt you the second you walk in the door. And it's literally an achievement. Oh, look. If the ghost is a demon and it uses its ability and kills you in the first 60 seconds of a match, it's an achievement. Unfortunately, it's just RNG. It's not like something you can, I mean, yeah, you can kind of grind for it. Kind of. Pardon you, there's a book waiting for you. Donka. Can you get the achievement from a mimic demon? I think you can. I'm fairly certain you can. Lady Corgi, thank you for the 4 months. Shut up, break. you just had the realization. It's a demon. Yeah, they can hunt. Yeah, I know all about it. I know all about it. Yeah, you can also get the Pulte one from the Mimic as well. Yeah, you're right. They can hunt? What? Can you watch the ghost write in the book? Yeah, we literally just did. Yeah, I just sat there and waited for Ghosty to write in the book. Hey, I need a photo of you. Billy Clark. Billy. No, come over here, Billy. Clark. Just makes me think of Christmas Vacation. Is that a hiding spot? Yes, it is. Oh, that's not what I needed. Yeah, this is a hiding spot. Absolutely. Yes. His inner artist. Hey, Billy. What'd you draw? It's beautiful. Beautiful finger painting on the door. Hey, can you change this? Make it something different because I'm afraid to take a photo and it fails. Ghost. Hello. Hello. Ghost. It's a bunny. You're a pretty shitty demon. Can I say that? Hey, Isabel, how are you? This is a demon. Doing demon things. Am I right? You know... Just not in the mood. Hi, beautiful. Oh, I should have let it go below 25. That's okay. Still mustering up the courage. I love the music box. It's my favorite cursed possession. I love it. And yes, you can break line of sight behind this table. I do it all the time. You know, dark for a while? Yeah, I could. You done yet, bruh? It's Cursed Hunt, so it'll be a little bit longer. There we go. There we go. I don't need it now. Well, okay. Well, that's fine. Event works. You son of a bitch. Flood, it really sounds like you should stop playing with your brother. Figure that out? Yeah, you probably should stop. Oh, I was like, is there a paint can? Okay. Now we're just hanging out in the dark. Waiting for the sanity to drain. It might hit that crucifix first, actually. Or it's right next to me. Is this Nightmare? Yeah. Yeah. I walked in. Jesus Christ. It might hunt right here. Go back to your room. I'm watching the motion sensor. Get the bone already got. I don't even remember. I'm more worried about the objectives right now. Can we expect new maps? Yeah. Yeah, just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. It's not a demon-y demon. Not really. The ghosts have been acting so weird, man. It's throwing a shit ton. Jesus. You think it's a Polty with how much it's juggling? Good Lord. Blood Moon's broken all of them. Are you broked? Myling? No, it's a demon. A really shitty one. About to ask? No, it's a freaking demon. Slay the demon back. Thank you for the follows. Go, spicy. We dig. We dig. Why is the demon bad at demoning? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, because now it's ringing the phone. It's all over the place. I don't want to answer the phone. Please go away. I don't want to. Jesus Christ. That's the Krusty Krab. No, this is Patrick. Zatheus, welcome in. How are you? Look at this. Ghost. I don't know where you at. Where you be. What it do. You're annoying as shit. You've definitely moved over here though. Oh. How do you run past it like that and not die? By using the incense. Dude, this... You mother... Son of a bitch. That son of a bitch shut the door in my face. Right in the schnoz. Does it activate automatically? No. No, you have to light it. You have to light it. And to light it, you have a lighter on your person. So you have it in your inventory somewhere. And then by having the incense out, you right click. Yeah. So like this example, obviously it's not a, well, fuck it, whatever. But this is my hand like this. I have a lighter in my pocket. So then all I have to do is right click. There it goes. And then it does like steps, like increments. It's looking where the ghost is. And when you get close enough, you then will stun it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, the hunts tonight were just freaking... They were something. Holy shit. They were something. Freaking trash is right.
Welcome back. I've got some
Bone hidden in the wall or something like that. Ghosts not acting like themselves. Man, it was different. It was different. Any good custom settings for XP grinding? Yeah, my 10 times. Wallbone, yeah. I have a 10 times custom that I like to use a lot. This one right here. This is one I like. Hey, Sparzy. So player settings, ghost settings, contract settings, and this is no evidence, no sanity. Yeah. No evidence, no sanity. I enjoy those. I don't go in and like listen for the ghost once and dip. I try to stay and figure out what the ghost is. Yeah. You say ew, 100% ghost? Well, I see. I train myself to to hunt just like I would with the normal hunts. Yeah. How dare? How dare? All right. As much as I'm going to keep going, I think this is going to be the last one for the night. I would love to keep moving, but that's going to be the last one for the night. I'm going to stream again on Friday, though. Yeah, yeah. Nash, take me 11 months, dude. But if you guys are new here and you're not in the Discord, my Discord link is here and the rest of the socials are there, friends. I appreciate yous. I appreciate yous. We're going to go find someone to raid here in a sec. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sparzy, thank you for the follow. Dealing, appreciate it. Fry-yay, fry-yay. Fry-yay. Thank you, Fluff.
Welcome back.
Listen, if you guys stuck around through the high school bone search, like that already says something about your character. I want to be very clear. You are a different kind of person, and you are going to get the best Christmas gifts ever. I don't know who from, but I'm sure that it's from somebody lovely. That was so bad. That was so bad. So remind me that random map can make for a really boring time. I'm probably not going to do that again. I had to try, but of course my luck, it would do that. My luck, it would do that. Thank you for the settings. You're welcome, of course. Oh, I'm sorry, Cozy. Try a wheel. That's always possible. Yeah, you could always do it like that. I guess I liked the idea of doing the random maps because then it was legit random. But man, I feel like I get the large maps all the time. Yeah. Just give it another chance. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Did wheel to match difficulty to map? So it's all random, no repeats? I know what you mean. You get a map and then you take it away. It's random, but you don't get random multiple times. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah. Yeah, the vibe was completely thrown away whenever it took 50 million years to find a bone that did not bone. Bone did not bone, but that's okay. Okay. We have a vibe here. Shut your face song. That's my vibe. Nerd.
Wow, that's toxic.
It's meant to be. Good night, William. Appreciate you. All right. We're going to go raid. Friends, if you're following, the first one's for you. If you're a sub, the next one's for you. My little tier 3s, that one's for you for being so creepies. For being so creepy. Boom. Boom. Alrighty, friends. Let's go raid. Thank you all for a great freaking night. I appreciate you. If you are a new follower, welcome. I appreciate having you. We have all sorts of information, including an amazing freaking community that is full of people that know tons about this game. So lots of educated people that are around. Randomly recently, we've had some peeps that have been hanging in the Discord playing as well. So always feel free to go to the Faz channel in Discord to see if there's anybody available to play. You never know. Time zones are a thing, but you never know. You never know. Made the work night fun. I'm glad, Frost. I'm glad. I have filming all day technically today, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, I hope. I freaking hope it goes well. No Song, you're freaking amazing, man. I appreciate you guys. We are almost to our December goal. We're right there. We're damn close. So we'll see if it happens. It is the 5th of December. It is the 5th, to be fair. All right, let me copy my own raid message. I'm not sure either. I'm not sold. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit steep. Listen. You guys are freaking awesome and amazing. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything that you do. We have things and stuff happening this month between the birthday stream, the partnerversary stream, the dressing up like Grinch and doing community game stream. I'll keep you guys posted. As soon as I find out things, you will know things. If I get an early date about the December event for Faz, I will let you know. But you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for everything. I will see you on Friday. More shenanigans.